Thank you for watching Lira Scoop. We are glad you are here.
Yellow better Tumalo, yellow better Uganda, yellow better Museveni, yellow better Taylor.
You give
I'm already aware that the other parish-based meetings have started taking place.
The
NRM teams from the center and from the district come up to the parish and meet 63 leaders from each village who are leaders of NRM and all the other government and NRM structures, leagues and so on, 63 of them.
Yo Pierre Bichel, me yerogi, me ginti Parish, Karachel Keruti Kene, me Beru, Nagamente Kereno Kene, me Parish Kunaja, and only for Joharan to Jahar Patia were him.
Have the ones in Lango started? They started. Very good.
Mondo Jaharko, at one Penutella, and Mondo Jaharko, Ginugani, Jaharko.
Now, those bodies are wider than this one here.
Oh, if you make a Yigila Lach, Yogoro, Kai Metikani.
Because here it is only the chairperson.
In Botwakani Chawan, Tika way, Komik can.
In 1971, there were victims. I knew so many people who were killed in 1971 by Idi Amin.
Mahapir Birwiel, and a job, Paul to 12, Medanti Lankan, a me Quagu Bill Ruenu, Yomel Nehugi, Kare, Meloch, at Gamente, Idi Amin.
So many people whom I know personally.
Timori come a polar man, no Neogi, come a bear.
Including the one who had recruited me in the civil service, Abdallah Nyuru.
Narcheli Yobero, Abdallah Nyura, Mananga Bear, and Adanga, which I teach.
People like Major Ayum, the brother of Goli, the father of one of my MPs.
Karachel Kerepaho, Okwal Goli, American Goli, American Papa member of Parliament, a Chella Mayai Dogolo.
I was with him in Mbarara.
One ring ticket in Barara.
When we attacked Mbarara.
Money Carme, one of Jobo Marara.
The MP from Otuke told me that his father was my friend, the banker, who was with us again, who died in Mbarara.
A member of Parliament, no to have Kobarang ni, Papere, Kamonu Tui Bank, Nudan Rihubera water, make Carme and a team Barara.
That was 1971.
Money Mohapir Beer, we are chill.
Then 79 we had other fights.
Ekai Pierre Beer, we are Bungwen, when you can doctor better here.
Then 85, 86.
Kerido Pierre Bor, we are beach, Keri Pierre Bor, we are beachel.
Then the rebels, going, all that.
Ekate Mededong, Kopu, do a coin, Kereno Canadong, a Porata.
Then the cattle rustlers.
The Binudo Kopu,
So the NRM leading the population, including Amuka and Arab boys and others, we have been able to bring peace to Uganda now. That is peace now.
NRM Kuber Kerjong at a papat, Medukera Muha, the tea to the bear, take a look which Uganda de Chani, vomiting of war.
And all these people who are challenging NRM, nobody has contributed anything to that peace.
En Corrigiana Lohi Baba come NRM, Petimoro Timo Ginora, Twal, it will go to Uganda.
So, you the people of Lango, you must be very serious. It's not a joke. You cannot go and play around with Uganda. Uganda is not something to play around with.
The Unluat me Uganda, polero luak melao wan mir ngeo ni Uganda ko beru kakatu ko pupini dini beru na ger ko me kuch me Uganda.
I was the first person to oppose Idi Amin, myself.
Ana beru danu namba kiel me katu kana ler te ko ni yina min titi yugina raj.
I was working I had been recruited by Abdallah Nyuru to work in the President's office as a research officer.
Karinasho no Abdallah Nyuru ucho ame teach the officer duong lobo me karinasho me beru ngata me kweru ping ngata me woru no kopa me yai ping ate kelumar bot gamente.
I was recruited on the 3rd of August 1970.
No choai ti karimasha in dua dek me dua me aboro mo ha piera beru nono.
Then after 5 months, Amin made a coup on the 25th of January 1971.
Yung edwera bicha ken nin dua bich me dua me kiel mo ha piera beru ya kiel Amin te tor la shoko.
On the day Amin announced his coup, we met in Bugorovi with other, because we were part of the strong youth movement, the student movement.
Karame in Indonesia mendung ko katukana le se ko buni endung yabu tor lo ko kom Uganda wanu binu rwate in Indonesia yani karanu no wanu beru yonge tabulu attack to twal Uganda.
We met and said no, we must fight Amin. Amin will not manage. He will divert us from our program here. For us, we are on the move all the time. We have a program. We are not in leadership looking for anything but the future of Uganda and Africa.
One of the Katukana, there, Calvary Young is a Guru, take of a man there to wear it. I mean, Peron Pinu may do you, we were Metor Lodge, and one who can in Nerwa Petia, may work appear Waganda Utero Kakwini.
Amin announced his coup around 3 in the afternoon. We met at 5 and decided to fight.
I mean, Binu Katukana, let Yawa Bungwen, take of and the Toro Logical. Eka wanu te chohere kichawa parakiel menyamutam ameana kobuno.
And from that time up to now, I've been fighting for Uganda.
Babu chingwa kwonu. Duongo ni chakikari no na hatuni chiawani tichene titiyu uberme luen pilwa me Uganda keli logo me Uganda.
I left Uganda on the 27th with 4 other elders.
Ana te bini ya te weko Uganda keru dongu kene
2 days after Amin's announcement.
Nina Rio te carro eka mindung te katukana left.
Entered Tanzania that night.
Wanu te donyi Tanzania iworasha.
And then went on to Dar es Salaam where I met Obote, I met Nyerere, and we started planning.
Wanu te binu kar Tanzania ikuna te binu nuanga dungo bore kar chel kere dung Nyerere. So all
this time we have been fighting, and God has blessed us. There is peace now. Therefore, anybody who does not want to contribute that peace, that's up to him. This is their own mistake. We are not people to be used, and they think that we are just people to play around with. To fraternity, but of course we know how to fight also, as you know.
One, Uchungar Kelda Waro, Uberamati Yakinawa, Erdanka Jamimagu Bina Peanyang with your one out out in 1 year.
So that is the first safari NRM has put on Uganda. Uganda, which has suffered so much all this time. People who are playing around should really be very careful.
Dumanu Bero, block number 12, Amena Remukerume Pagiot, Chakana Hatia, Dum Jokan, Matio Titia, Titorni, and Atatani, Jonumir walk Wigimatek.
In 1985, when we arrived there, we found people being slaughtered by a boy called Ojuku, was killing people here.
Pierabor, we are beach, I may want to Donya Doyakan, no yet in a war more, Mitaman Aremi, no Chiamendo Timo, a lower Credon Lobo.
The tarmac road was ending in Soroti.
Yo America pugere lamu nuki huko soroti.
We pulled it all the way to Lila here.
Endo wana te wayo babu ting waye kwanyi soroti utekello amana hati lirakan.
Of course, we are also repairing the old tarmac. Even the one who come in had run hole. We are now working on the one from Bobby to cut a shortcut to the place near here. The one from Bobby to
Aboke
and our road here.
Amanda hutiu kwanyi yo kene ametia yai Bobby te biru be abo te be ngai te pelo aboke at biru na halirakan.
They should have worked on my road from Lira, Aloy, Apara to my area there, to Adwari, to that area. But the delay is caused by people who have not learned the way of the bush people. With the bush people, work one by one makes a bundle. But some of the people we found in the town here touch too many things. Touch this one, touch this one, touch this one.
Yo kene dung wan nu metie guguri jama pola pola wori man kyo bere dahi man dahi macha.
So the privatization is not easy for them.
Umio kirmetich ameo dudwa hokeri jami ping petia yot botki.
But they are learning slowly. I can see many of them now seeing our point.
Eto kono tido mupunyi mumot anen pol gidang dong tia neno rieho gina me wano kobo.
Or prioritizing, not trying to do everything at the same time.
Mete moneu tiu jami yore uneno mene apira tek eto penido iwuri ti jami dushwa wanchiel.
Because when you try to touch everything, they told me that in law you call it poro, you scatter the resources.
En kai tamu ni chiafa jami dushu, ipoi no ni kekero jami dushu.
What you call scattering, thin.
Poro.
Poro. I remember that.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Kai ko ni pora bara mahukun woru te kete lal duit akonyer te berape.
We the soldiers don't do that. The NRA soldiers don't do that.
One ni mon, one pe team koriman.
You have seen our soldiers staying in grass-thatched houses up to now.
We neno monwa very woody loom na hikiawani.
Why?
Pingo.
Because if you don't have money to buy good weapons to defend the country, and at the same time build growers, what do we do?
Bien kayin neno momot. Kapur pe keri kiento romo. Me will nyu romo do nye.
Do we build storage houses and then the country is overrun by the enemies? Or do we stay in grass-thatched houses but defend the country and then give the country a chance to build wealth?
Don't mena piratek. One of the garo group of you out would be the te wek lobo white pop eka kuodong te biru chop wakita yigamito. Don't mena piratek garo group Yahweh lunyon megwakuloboa.
That's why we stay in grass-thatched houses.
En gino me wa moin gotiburi odlumna hatine no.
And defend Uganda.
Eka uteneno ne utadu korgi megwako Uganda.
Because we prioritize weapons.
Yen wano neno ne apiratek beru keri jomi luenya don megwako Uganda.
Training.
Uonyere.
The rest will come later.
Enu kene.
That has been one mistake, the one of prioritization. They have now realized it, all of them, they are supporting my idea of one by one makes a bundle.
En kakanda me nu gorti ye enta mani pol gidung tiene no rieho ingo ame wanu katu kere meneno ni unenu gina pira teket na mote chakuti yu kere pien kai neno achiela chiel kai ni choho kara chiel dwe ye doho boy.
So then the Maram roads, sometimes they are not well maintained. Even as Maram.
Eka te bini yo ame nu ko duonyo ka gwen ye chao kene dang peu go haber.
We are sending I told them to send 1.3 billion, but they sent 1 billion.
Ana wurma ko begini gin chwal billion a chiel litonero de both districts and to put chwal billion a chiel ke ken.
But then the question is, they keep quiet. They do some more work, then they keep quiet. The roads remain bad.
Eri guma raj gin kau tiu tich ora no noha e kadang otelingiti e ka yoe wate beru dong right to me lobo beyot.
But I'm sending auditors now to say, what is the problem? Is the money not enough? If the money is not enough, why don't you bring it up so that we have more money? Because we can even send 2-3 billion per district. That's not too much for, even if we were to send 3 billion shillings per district, the districts are like 150 or something. That will be 450 billion shillings for good Maram roads in the whole country, and then also good tarmac roads. That's not too much.
Kari kono ko bi chwalo billion a de ki districts dusha meti Uganda. En districts ti mia tiel ke chachok mia tiel tira bi. Manu kai nen mo nu billion mia ngwen tira bi. Tuara chwalo chente no e ka te yubu yoda bear yore me maram ametia bear me lobu yot me wek dong lobu wota bear in Uganda.
So you the leaders in the district should be very clear. If check properly. I'm now checking myself to calculate how much a kilometer takes in terms of money and fuel and so on, so that I can get an accurate figure. Now that is all on your.
Mano ena kwa herkeri yo.
That's March.
Kopo kaino beru March.
There was no, I don't think there was electricity in Apache when we arrived there. I don't remember.
Ikarame on puru tuna apoyo ni March ilokunu put pe Apache.
There is now electricity in Apache, electricity in Aloy. Even my place, Barjegi has got electricity, Adwani, all of them have electricity now.
Amandung March ki Apache, March dung ki Aloy, March na haposh bora kior bora duari kucha March tie, kerika norpola ping ilang de chani March tie.
So there you are old marks.
Mandung miodo chakuno kangwai me dedong ingwai.
If you are a good teacher. If you are a good teacher.
Kayin bera punya bear.
When a student scores the number, you give the marks.
Katin kwan tiu penya bear, ini mierang makia bear.
On your, how many marks out of 10?
Kado uni me yo, kena tin kwan dao temo. Kado uni me yo, a cheli wi apar. Uni me yo na tin kwan wu makia di yapar.
On March, how many marks out of 10?
In March, a cheli yapar. Me yo a duong lo makia di. Your Excellency, they say 7 out of 10.
Very good. Then, on telephones. Everybody has got telephone now.
Your Excellency, they are saying 11 out of 10.
Then you go to Kwan, education.
You
go to Yotcom. Yotcom, I will propose a max for Yotcom. Me as a former teacher, I'm also going to award max. As a former teacher, I will award marks for Yotcom.
Your Excellency, they are saying they are giving 8.
Very good. Because Yotcom has 2 parts.
There
is the prevention. That one is perfect. The immunization. That's why these diseases have disappeared. Polio has disappeared. Measles. All these 13 of them, the 13 diseases. So the complaints you hear about Yotcom are mainly to do, and if you do the prevention, you deal with 80% of the sicknesses.
Kopa kwa Yotcom, kayin iworo aite yele meneno ni ugeo ko kori tuoya me yele joni, nu yin tiu ke percent yera boro ko metie ko kopa kwa Yotcom.
So you are good teachers, I can see you are good teachers. Mark, award marks, here. And I'm sure NRM will get a very good pass mark.
Babu kingwa po na tek. Ko ni dongulo wunin tiniti meyo maki e kanni. Enda ite ke gena duong ni gamente me NRM anu maki amaru to wali kuira tia bine. Ko babu kingwa ka meyo ko ri maki.
Then for us, we are not leaders who send people to sleep because we want support.
Gotwa wan ko beru ko rutela me twalo ka joy nino keken yen wan tumitu twak.
We say, you people, Donglobo is good.
Wan ko ni wun donglo girbe.
But Donglobo is ours.
Donglo ni beru megwa.
But Chan is yours as an individual.
Ko pe Chan manu beru merio piri.
And that's why you say, please, whatever you do, Lonyo, wealth is the most important thing as our number 3 Tafari.
Eno me wako ni akarido yele tuteni dushu inordu chamaiti timo. Imi lonyo betina pirte woni en manu beru blocko kene amewanu kibu.
And when I was here, I showed you my films. Me, I'm a film shower. Let me show you the other boy of Amoratar. Okero, I think it's called Okero. Let's see Okero here. Or if they do teach for money, they do so without chura.
Choka no yuti nyopur mekelu chiende upur ko mata ame peu ker chura mor ke keniye.
So our proposal from 1996 was work for teach, for eat, but also for the pocket. And with the chura.
Bishop tia kobukopi kombulu.
We have been having programs for youth all this time.
Pikaran dushu wana tia kere programs apapat pibulu.
Even now, the PDM, 30% of that money is for the youth.
Na hechawa na wana kopi percent pira dek me chiente me PDM ber magia bulu.
Parish by parish.
Parish dushu percent pira dek ber me abulu.
And we have got additional funds for the ghetto in the towns, for the borders.
Dan wanda hunu limukene ameda humedo pibulu ame luere ni ghetto ibotwa kangin luere ni street kids karakel ke border ke jokene limpir gidandu nuere.
So there is no shortage of plans for the youth, for the elderly, for everybody is planned for. If that's not enough, we can increase. That's not a problem. We can add on. But the plans are there.
Pehomar pe atwal ikome planning pi buru imoki karkel ke jodon dushu teki peho tie kanika pe romo unenu kirememedo entodong plan here pergi.
Like in the PDM, I insisted. You asked the members of parliament. I said we must have the 1 trillion per year, every year for the PDM.
I know ikome PDM ana abina ko na habot parliament teber joro ko pacha ni mir met katwere kente me PDM wona hay trillion a kiel.
Let's see whether these dead people have come back to life.
Mewe honen kong kajo to ni dang romo chier.
My name is Dr. Maurice Ochen.
Donglobo, but also Lonyo.
The one you ko benu jowa unu kari kuja beratie dangulo da beratie miru keru lonyo dang berie.
And we don't only say we support.
Peote ko bukani au twaho wana twaho.
With seedlings, with money, with all the support, all the time.
One miru miyunu chwaki ye kari dushu.
I want to show that man of Karamoja. Have you got him, you people?
Duong tia penyo ka video me karamoja
They
jonuo.
were not, these were prepared by, I think, amongst the group. They didn't prepare my films properly. So, coming to the youth,
Me duogo dong bot bulu.
or all sections,
Bulu dushu irwama papat.
they are already catered for. It is, if you want, you can add more, but the structure is there.
Wando tikere bulu yore irwam gi metela gi papat. Kati enyo ginora pot petia romo. Wan biru nani yo me meddo.
Now for the PDM,
Ikop me PDM.
we put it at the parish.
Utuo romer ping na he parish.
We didn't want to put it at the district.
Unu mirwa tieni peket malo district.
But the district is far.
En district bora kerute dero.
Distance, traveling, coming back.
Beru wot ya I parish man wot na he district duogo peyot.
The parish is in your area.
En parish tie bori kana me yiri beri e kanno.
So therefore, I will meet those youth. I will be in Masinde. I can meet those youth there.
An aber masindi abinu neno ni anua ridi aterwa te kere bulu me lai masindi babu chingwa po unu mana duon ye.
And hear what the problem is.
Kwana te winyi yira ka kwena dong pe hogiti ye.
So the first safari is jobs, teach.
Eka block number ngwen beru kop me teach.
Now, some people think jobs come from the government.
People la jota woni teach ya kai bot government.
This is not correct. Yes, some jobs are in the government, but there are very few.
Manu gire kono tika kare. Ento teach tie gire kono bot government. Eta nati bot government nok tutwal.
Let me show you where jobs are.
We hana nyutu kwena teach ye.
Let's see Basangwa, the one of Kamuli. In the world, come from the teach of the individual, of the family, of the companies.
Ola teach ameti willow wini na wini nani. Pe government na miu du hu dunger ya bot ya me tutte ate ye lete nungu lonyo teach nya ya pol out cho yu jo kene me chaku teach bot gi.
Those who give our people the idea that jobs are from the government are really enemies of our future, or they don't know.
Yo me beru binu bot yo ko bini a government pe mi uti government mi uti pe ni yo no beru kuora yo yen gin pe ko be ko pateni pe mi u ingeo kiramati nuer kede.
Now this example of Ronyo, of an individual creating teach for the Ugandans is in agriculture, just on the side of agriculture.
Dong man ko ngechien ame creating kere teach nyo alonya tiel yele ate nungu lonyo mere te nya adung te nya you teach te cho you teach you kene me chaku teach bore
Small scale agriculture.
eka ko me pur I ruam me ping ye ruam matino.
But I don't know whether these people have large scale agriculture like the palm oil project in Maruzi. I don't know whether, do you have it here?
Your Excellency, we do not have it here.
On the screen. Okay. When I come back, I will show them to you. But large scale agriculture also creates jobs.
Eka puri ruama don bako ripotia meotia puru a don light eka pol magutia puru kere jama mai kere ma me luni palm tree ni manu dang nyao tiji yakina jo ento video mere pekan kadi masha duogo binu kere.
But let's see factories, if they have them.
Duong tia penyo kajone meti nyonyo eno tikere video me factories kan.
They don't have?
Ka Uganda dong ko utagoro.
The internal market would not be enough.
Chuka me wano tikere ye kan me tia tikere welu jamewa epirwa me do romo.
That's why we started talking with Kenya, Mzee Moi, Mzee Mwinyi Tanzania, to bring back the East African community.
En me wan reo te chako ko chon lo kero tela me lo ken ne bala duong moy me Kenya rehi ke represent Mwinyi me Tanzania rehi me nenu kire me gworu yi chukwa.
And they agreed and we brought it back.
Gindang te ye wan te duogo.
This is where we are selling our products now.
Mando beru ko gi moga me wan ti chako jemi wa kene me wan pero ramo we lo ken wa yi Uganda kan.
If we didn't have that, we would be stuck.
Kau nu rik pe wan yaw chupe lo be aho nu wa do mo ke jemi wa yi kan.
If you take maize, we are producing 5 million tons.
Kai nenu nyuagi ke ken wan ti do puru tons around million near beach.
A beach. Million a beach.
Billion a beach. Thank you, Your
Million.
Excellency.
Million. Million. That's big.
Million.
Yes.
Million near beach.
Near, no. A beach. But inside Uganda, we are consuming only 1 million.
And to both way Uganda can, and I may want to whale on your tiu, but what can't million a jelke can.
So what would we do if there was no market of East Africa?
I don't know, one pay carry chuk, ilogo can a mati both way East Africa, nurote munungo.
The maize industry would collapse.
Nudong, come pur, nyari, manunudong, anyoya nyo kene.
You go to cement, the same.
Kop me cement, do you Roma?
Let me see. Cement, let me see how many. Yes, cement. We are producing, if you, the booklet they are giving you, if you look at page 10 of that booklet, you see that cement, we are producing 6.4 million tons.
Buka me wuni nuongo, ina nikanu tiu choni, chini tia me wanu tiu do chawani tia donyo I factory wapa pat, tia dong million abichel itonera ngwen manu tons mere.
But within Uganda we are using only 2.4 million.
Eto ibotwa ye kanene wanu tiu keri gera papat, tika ken ka million ariyo itonera bichel.
So where will we sell the rest?
Enu kene ni endo nuwa wot kweni.
You come to sugar.
Kadi bini chukal.
We are producing almost 600,000 tons.
Utie enado tiuka tikere ton iloki tutumia mia bichel.
But we are consuming only 300,000.
Erwan utika umato tutumia mia dek.
These fellows who are running around saying NLM has done nothing. You ask them, these factories, Tiekwene, where are they?
Donc pijaw wot luloha tata ni NRM pe otimu ginor no koi penyu gini ko di factore me dia yobo bachi dia yobo ngo jemo tia teri lo ba ho piendong wan pe ro tie ko ken wan ni jemo no tia yai kwene.
If they say they're in Uganda, then you say, please, are you all right in your head? What? How can you say NRM has done nothing when all this is happening?
Donc kagino kamu ni jemo no giro yo Uganda. Ko te penyu gini wi kom ti du ina mai ti lo hatata ni NRM po timu ginor kwale.
You could say, yes, there is a weakness here, but to say NRM has done nothing, there must be some problem with you, not with Uganda.
Rong gire kobuni gor tika kanyo tika kacha me rong yobu. Me kobudu ngatwala ni ginor pe me NRM pe otimo. Nu yindong pe honi mortie kere Uganda me ngata ngeu pe.
So now finally, the supporting the NRM cadres, you see the best way to do it is through wealth creation programs.
Donc me giki yor pore menena ne uchwa hokor kadas me NRM. Pedung tiki nora bera me romotimo apat kere kireme nuongo lonyo.
Because salary is, there are many, it's not just, there are millions.
Yen kope salary nyo chol la me chol pe twere pieno tela tido wel me million.
We shall discuss how many of the NRM leaders could be paid. We shall have to discuss and agree, and why.
Mir kondo betping ekaute nenno kodu tela mene me NRM me mir chol Erdan ka cholo gini, nuo cholo ge pian chol mir bet pitien kop amenu dang ucho ping do tenen utien kop ngo kakana modo ni ye me cholo telani.
Because you cannot pay all of them the salary.
Pian dushu pe chole.
It's impossible, too much.
Petuere ngao ko dan ko.
There are millions.
Pian welgiti millions.
But some, like now we are paying the administrative secretaries.
Enti chawani jo me wanu tu cholo uber jo luni administrative secretaries me NRM.
After discussion, we shall have to agree on whom we pay and why.
Ka wanu beru pingo tenen ngao kane do ka me mir chol keru cholo ne cholo pi ko pe tien ko ngo.
That is salary per month.
Manu no chola me cholo due chiara.
But what is easy and productive?
Erugina yot amedang tiye.
Is one-time support to create wealth.
Ubero nung kira me chwak kor luak megin nung lonyo yi pachiki keri chaugi.
And we had done it in the Royal Triangle when I started with Saleh for the Operation Wealth Creation.
Yen guano timu kor ginu tiye luero kanameri kuloni luero triangle pien kunuri hunu chan ya lower kere kope luen chan beri ya tek guano te binu chaku kunu kere General Salim Saleki.
I told him to give seedlings first to the fighters, families first.
Te binu me yutam ni kong chak ko kukori ku beru karchiel kere luen nyo konyu korjo karme luen tiye nyo luen bay pachiki te kelu peke pol.
Seedlings for coffee, for all those products.
Te binu me yugi kori muon kere jamu kane dusha megi rekiamito.
Then later on we started giving everybody.
Yungero te chak poko bodjo dushu.
The same can be done for all the NRM leaders.
Kuri manu dang kuri ramati mu bodu tela mena rem dushu.
And then for supporters.
Na kere huchwak NRM dushu.
But of course, we should not exclude others also. If they come, in the sample they get. But you can, we are now adding 15 million per parish, just at the beginning, for the leaders. But we can add more. That's not a problem. We can say 100 million per parish for the PDM. We had added 15, but if it's enough, we can add 50. We say this one now is for the leaders, the leaders of the NRM and even the other party if they want.
One kiro nenu ki norma tima apore nenu kobe uneu medicente pari pi.
So that one we are going to discuss. I think that's the best, but we shall discuss all this once we have enough time.
Manu wana nyamo pian tawni manu biru teach akyawa gertie wana lar manu atenenu kirama ka tukere.
Now for elections we normally send some money to the village for telephones and so on. That money always comes for telephoning, paying the airtime and so on.
Alover keriera wala karidushu ka yera tie wanu kuber pian miru tikere tela white dero tiente mor twala titiri botu me welo airtime meme yu kuber bere yot.
But the best time for the families to be helped to have income. When they have income, they will be able to support themselves. They can even contribute to the party themselves.
And to gina pira te kaber me atie obernenu kirame chwak kor pachia chiel meginu yelle men gi DP gi yenu kanicho kaini me to be a member I will be a member wila I churu gente e kauti chuji me be a member.
But for us we rejected that. We said how can you ask poor people to contribute?
One will require manu kote ko bikari no penyu dana me bera chan ningon ni kong will be a member wila me be a member me party ko chul chene me be a member.
It should be the other way around. To get out of poverty, to have loan, then they can voluntarily contribute if they have got extra.
Dong miero unity malu ko in kai beru party political party ko kya kong konyu kor te dero ko mi gitama ber kai no loan amagi nor dom ti chao mere ene na dok ti dugo me chako konyo party eru yin pe chak penje ni chak konyo party kunen gurbere kyan.
Now finally, I'm going to study the issue of the eastern axis, the one you talked about, the one going from Arroy, going, instead of coming, you want to bypass Lira to go to Amorata. Very good. That one makes sense. There is no reason somebody from Namasare coming all the way to Lira, to Kamudin, to Karuma, because from Namasare, Nakasongora is just across. Somebody in Namasare is only maybe 80 miles from Kampala. But when you bring him, really, it's not fair. It is not fair.
Babu jiwa po na duong attack. Kama me duong amso no me ubot bora duong lo kan kun kwae ni katwere kong kebori di European wot pedong tia yot kayiniti me tu wot nyo lilim nyo duari kuniti ya moratar mir kodo yai kunu ite pelle te binu bay lira dai te chaku gono ite wota duari te wotu lilim te kwae ni kaunu twere kayo maro chegi romo tuchu amedung bel te pelle loy dokolo loy te wora tira tunkire kakamanu bini lira nu rombe de chegi bobo chingwa dung yo lo ko ni e wona no mani diro yene no ni tamota mabed twal le we pe be lolo joy laundu mi go gono pia gona
Apoyo mate, enare moye. Enare moye.
Oye.
Apoyo mate.
Otela me nare melang ko babulu chingwa kunu po una duong merwata kerwa ginora na hari kototiye.
Thank you for watching Lyra Scoop. We are glad you are here.
What